This is Swati Shivshankar, who is a brand strategist. So, Swati, can you tell us what is the role of a brand strategist?
Sure. So, as a brand strategist, what you really do is you try to be the ear for the brands and you try to be the voice of the consumer. So, I think, for to be a strategist and to be an analyst in the advertising space is really to kind of get into the minds of the consumer, to understand them, to understand, what are their likes, dislikes, and kind of understand them as more than just a consumer, to understand them as people, because at the end of the day, as brands and as products and services, what you're trying to do is really influence people at the end of the day. So as a brand strategist, what we try to do is we try to advise brands on the best way to connect with your consumer, to make a more meaningful connection with your consumer rather than just pushing products. I mean, at the end of the day, of course, you do want them to, buy your product or your service, but in today's world where you are spoiled for choice as a person and as a consumer, it's really important, I think, to have a deeper sense of connection so that you're constantly, either on top of your consumer's mind, or you are the brand that, your consumer goes to. Especially in times like today when, there's COVID and Corona, and a lot of things have gone out of the window. A lot of your normal routine has kind of gone out of the window. One of the things that has kind of gone out of the window along with that is a sense of brand loyalty, because people are kind of picking products and services that get them what they want a lot faster. So there isn't a sense of, this is the product that I've been buying and this is what I want to buy, I will still buy. But in a heightened sense of, emotion and being worried, you kind of end up choosing products that are at your fingertips. So in that realm of things, as a brand, it is to be available to your consumer and to be present for your consumer. And you can only do that if you really connect and understand the people that you're serving. So as a brand strategist, I think that our role is really to help the brands understand and be the voice of the consumer.
Sounds wonderful. And so, what are the different roles and specializations and functions an ad agency like Ogilvy?
So I think traditionally, what the three kinds of roles that you'll find in an ad agency anywhere around the world are: one is the account management, the suits as they used to call it back in the day. They are the ones who kind of have that primary relationship with your clients, with the brands, and they are the custodian that kind of liaise between the agency and the brands and the clients. They're the ones who keep your clients happy. They're the ones who try to find new opportunities for the brand to grow their business. That is one role. The second role is what I do, which is the planning, or the strategy part of it. So we are the ones who are the voice of the consumer. We're the ones who kind of bring the other point of view into the conversation and into any sort of project and briefs that we have. And the third role is, the creatives who actually do the copywriting, the graphics, the ad development. They're the third part of it, and arguably the most important part of advertising, right? So they're the ones who craft the ads and really create it. But now, as we're seeing more and more boutique agencies, more advertising agencies, smaller agencies sort of pop up, there are a lot of different specializations. So for example, within my own agency, I'm trying to focus on a very behavioral science and behavioral economics approach to kind of think about the consumer or learn about the consumer in a different way. Or there are people who specialize in a particular kind of art, in a particular way of copy. There's a lot of discussion about short form copy and long form. So there's a lot of different specializations within agencies as well. But traditionally, the three main roles that you'll find are, account management, strategists, and creatives.
Great. So, what has been your experience studying at Wittenberg University, your Bachelor of Arts?
Yeah, so I ended up doing a double major in economics and communication, and it was honestly, it was a decision that I made to do this. To do this liberal arts degree in the US was mostly because I just couldn't choose between economics and communication. But I think what I did know and what I did enjoy was definitely the fact that I wanted to understand people more. I chose these majors knowing that I wanted to learn about people and their motivations. Economics really is, as people may think it's about money, I think economics is a lot more than that. It's about understanding the kind of decisions people make. It's about understanding the way they make decisions, their motivations, their logic. And I think, at least for me at that point of time, that was very interesting. And a flip side to that, to understand people, was from a sociology communications perspective. So I really wanted to be able to learn how to predict human beings. And I think communication kind of helped me unpack those verbal comms, or interpersonal relationships, those kind of that I think those different dimensions that people have to them. So I didn't really study to go into advertising. I think I uh, studied because I had a particular interest in unpacking people, and I think that's where it kind of landed me. Studying economics and communications, and I think it just kind of dovetailed really well into me picking advertising as my career.
That sounds lovely, and thank you for getting so in depth on how an ad agency like Ogilvy, functions. And so, thank you, Swati. Thank you so much for your time. It was lovely having you here, and see you
No
soon.
worries at all. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.